Hey everybody! So yesterday my heater came, which is kind of good, I guess. I'm excited I got it. I can put it in, but it's 80 degrees out today. So definitely not going to be using this thing for a while. So I decided to go with the Chinese, as they call it, the Chinese heater off of I got it off Amazon for 130-ish bucks. Now I went with the 3 kilowatt heater. Came with 2 mufflers. Don't know why. I guess so you can make it super quiet. They come with the tank, which has parts inside it. Ooh, I didn't even see the manual. Bring that inside with me. So all the hardware goes in here. Now I hear lots of people talking about different fuel lines. So I take it this is the better of the two, because the green one I heard, the squishy one I heard wasn't as good. So I guess I got the better of the fuel lines. Ooh. Looks like I got 2 pieces of duct. So this isn't getting put in today. I'm actually going to bring it up. Going to take off Thursday night, camp with a friend. Do a little hiking on Friday, and then Friday head back up to my parents' house, 3rd weekend in a row. And Saturday, my son is and I are gonna put this heater in. Anyways, hooking it up to the switch today. Gonna bring. Well, I had the switch out because I had this great idea. I thought that if I shut the power off to the fan, I could turn the power back on, because I did it real quickly with the cutoff, and it came back on. Well, if you leave the fan off for more than like a second, doesn't come back on. So don't waste your time putting it on a switch. I guess it's good on a switch because if I have it running at night and I'm in bed, I don't have to actually stand up, because I don't have the fancy one with a remote. I have to get up and press the button. So now I can just reach over, because my head will be right there, reach over and flip the switch and shut it off. So anyways, running the wire for the heater. As you can see on the heater, hopefully you can see, 3 kilowatt, 12 volt, 40 watts. There's the model, diesel, car parking heater. Obviously we don't care about any of that. Right now we're just going to focus on the watts, because we need the amperage that this is going to draw. Given the watts is nice, but you also need the amperage so you can make sure you have the right wire. Now you could see what they use for wire and use something either equivalent, or going down in gauge, which means the wire gets bigger, never hurts anything. It's actually more efficient. So you could just use massively big wire and not worry about it, or if you want, just curious what you want to use for fuse. We need to figure out what that draws for amps. To figure that out, to figure out any type of problem, to find a unknown thing, you need part of the information. So we have the volts, it's a 12 volt heater, and we have the watts. So to figure out our amperage, it's pretty easy. It's just a simple math formula, which would be watts divided by volts equals amps. Okay, so to figure out our amps that we need, we have some of the information. So we have the watts, which is 40. We divide that by the volts, which is 12. And we get 3.33333. So you want to go, to protect your appliance, which is our heater, we want to go no more than 20%. Some say 30% over this amperage. So we would take and times this by 1.02. You don't really need the O, but I like to do it because of the way I am. And that comes out to 3.4 volts. Now, here's the problem. They don't make a 3.4 amp fuse. They don't make a 4 amp fuse that I know of. So we're going to bump it up to 5 amps. Which is a little bit higher, but it is what it is, And then I've been just using 12 gauge on everything. 12 gauge, I believe they can handle 40-ish amps or so. I can tell you, because probably looked that up. Oh, look at that. What did we say we had? 12 gauge. Copper, 20 amps. So that can handle 20 amps. So we're good on the wire. We're going to be a little over on the appliance, but it is what it is. When you're dealing with that low of amps, you gotta go to the next one. I know they may make a 4 amp. I haven't seen. I don't have one. I have 3s. Could put a 3 in there and see if it handles it, and a 5. So I may try a 3 and see if it handles it. If it burns out, I'll put a 5 in it. But there you go. It's that simple. So we'll get this switch wired up so we can shut the heat off completely, so it won't be draining any power. With these heaters, of course, when you do put them on a switch, you turn them on. Obviously, they initiate the glow plug. They use quite a bit of power. It probably uses the 40 watts when it's running the glow plug, and then when you shut them off, it does that again and initiates that glow plug and powers up, blows all the carbon out, and so then when it shuts itself off is when you would flip the switch. If you flip the switch during the winter, I may never turn it off. So anyways, well, there we go. So if you have this switch, you're gonna notice this looks nothing like yours. I basically bought the switch and hacked the crap out of it. These are still connected, kind of like what yours would be, because this is running on the same circuit for my lights. I made this go on its own circuit, so that's a separate circuit. Then this, the fan for my Max Air fan. The blower is going to be my heater, and so basically I hook it up. The middle one goes to the appliance or thing you're controlling. Like if this was a light, this would go to your light. Your grounds all go to the top one, and then your power or lead goes to the bottom one. Pretty simple. Hey everyone, so today we're gonna put the Chinese diesel heater in. So I have to pull the bed apart though, unfortunately. Oh, the heater's already installed. So it's gonna go right here because of the underneath. Over in this side where I'd like to put it is all the is a heat shield for the exhaust. So before you start drilling holes in your van, you want to make sure you get underneath and look. See the exhaust heat shield up on the right side where I'd really like to put it. So I'm gonna vent it right next to the axle, right above the axle, and bring the exhaust down somehow. I'm not sure how yet. And so it will be installed right there, the air intake and the exhaust. I was originally going to cut. I don't want anything on wood. So now I think we're just going to drill a bigger hole around the wood and then smaller through the metal. We'll apply pieces of wood like this. Then this will get mounted in there. This does two things. It gives me more opportunities to put screws down to hold this heater, and then it also, I can run my fuel line under here instead of through that. And then we're going to seal this with some fireproof sealant. Well, as you probably heard, there's like no directions on this heater, so I kind of watched some YouTube videos and I'm just winging it. It's just how I roll, right? So it looks like you take these and screw them in, and then we're going to put nuts on them. I don't know what the beauty of this is, but as far as it goes, put a nut on it. It's probably going to mess up my system here. do all 4. So, gotta get some more screws, screw this down, bolt these down, put 4 long screws, so it's gonna go through the wood and the plywood. And then my dad's got some high temperature stuff we're gonna insulate around and seal this up with. So it seems you have to cut pieces of this black hose to get this hose to work. Stupid setup. What do you expect for 130 bucks, right? Here we go. Fuel tank's hooked up. Fuel filter goes down in through. And we've got fuel pump. Make sure the arrow's pointing the right way. Hooked up the fuel pump and the heater's up in there. And I just picked up some diesel. Through this whole setup. No problems, didn't read the directions, just kind of put it together. Everything worked out, at least so far, power's up. Spent 11 bucks on a gas can. I don't know how it works. Ronald Reagan once said the most, what did he say, the most terrifying thing somebody could hear is, well, government in here to help. Well, government really screwed up gas cans. This is horrible. It looks like it's got a 1. Maybe it goes that way. Oh, jeez, just broke. End up spilling this. Just a little mess. A lot of people, just because a couple stupid people blew themselves up with gas cans, everybody's got to pay the price. Okay, so I actually put my heater on a switch. So as we can see, maybe powering up. Oh, the fan's on, but I know I need to prime it. Okay, whoops. Okay, it took a little bit, but I held the OK button, the down button, got the H. Finally got the H to stay off, and then I hit the up button and it switched on. And so you can see some fuel coming through. So it's priming right now. I don't see any leaks. That's good. Oh, it just stopped. Oh, okay. Hit OK once it's finished. Then hit the power button. As you can see, the fan's kicking on. Cold air coming through. Oh, so it's in hertz. That's right. So you got to change that. 5.5 hertz is, looks like, as high as it goes. Oh! Got a lot of noise going on. No, we got exhaust. Fuel pump's going. Oh, air's getting hot, warm anyways. I heard these things stink when you first start them up. Oh, that fuel pump is loud. Can't even hear this thing running. Oh yeah, she's getting hot. They say that you'll smell a plastic smell when you first start it up, and I definitely do smell that. And I know I haven't sealed the bottom of the heater yet, so I know it's not anything I did. So it's definitely in the heater, because a lot of videos I watched, they didn't know if it was something they did or. So that's on high. We got bars all the way across. Fuel pump's working. So I'm gonna let this sucker run. That is hot. Holy crap, that's hot. Well, there we go. Heat's in. 70 degrees out today. It was 85 yesterday. Not sure I'll be using it anytime soon, but I definitely want to extend that exhaust maybe past the bumper, because I think the way it's set up, it might catch some fumes under there, which I really don't want. And other than that, gotta just mount the thermostat or controller. It's not really a thermostat. Not that loud on the outside. Yeah, listen. The pump's a bit loud, but uh-oh, I lost the dog. Hulk, come! Hulk! Oh, there he is. Are you happy with? What is this? Are you happy that we have the heater hooked up? You all ready for camping? Don't put your nose on my lens. What are you doing? You didn't do anything wrong, dog. He always thinks he's doing something wrong. He's got a wicked guilty conscience, don't you? Don't you? Say, we have heat. Oh boy, oh boy. And I will say we you because he's what? So anyways, there we go. Cheap diesel heater, 135 bucks off of Amazon. I'll put the link for the one I got below. It came with 2 mufflers, a T so you could put 2 outputs. I only did the one. Don't mount the fuel tank backwards like I did. I planned on putting it in a different spot. So when I put the nipple in, I put it on this side. I would have ideally wanted this facing out, so would have turned it like that and drilled in this spot, but I wanted to mount it back over here. Got it all ready for that and decided I'd rather have it on the door. So if you want on the door, be careful, situate it so this indentation is in. Figure out where because you got to put this nipple in. I used a coat hanger, put it through and slid it down, pulled it through. Worked out great. I didn't film it. I did it. I was sweating to death and irritated at the time. So there we go. There we go. Heat's all done. Ready for winter, ski season. Well, here we are, 4 or 5 days later, redoing the heater. So this piping is pretty cheap. Then when I pulled the fuel line off, I had used this small section, and this was rubbing against the fuel line and cut it, not fuel line, the intake line. The fuel line bracket or the hose clamp was rubbing against the intake line, and it basically cut it. So what I'm doing is I took a razor and cut that off nice and clean, and let's see if it still works. Well, take two. I had fuel coming out of everywhere. Not sure what happened. And I got air at 10. So I took it apart and rehooked everything up. Oh, listen, there we go now. So, if you don't first succeed, the first time, or the second time, maybe third time, the fourth time might be the charm. And this is what we've done. So, I have now, still need to clean the metal up, cut a square the size of the heater down to bare metal. I'm going to cut this piece off and make this a little bit bigger so I have a square big enough to put all these pipes down. And for the fuel line, I'm going to drill a hole over here, bring the fuel line down underneath the van, what I didn't want to do, and then hook it up, everything back up, put the heater down. I got some nice, I don't know, heat resistant sealant. Put that around here, seal it up, and then I got to get back under the van and mount everything. I think I went over the steps of what happened. First time, it worked, but the fuel line bracket pierced the intake, so I had that issue, took it apart, fixed that. Then I brought the fuel line off a different way, hooked everything back up. No, there was a time in between there. Oh, then put it back together the second time. I was getting diesel leaking somewhere, never figured out where. Got an error code 10. That was because of the air intake. That was the first problem. Second problem was diesel leaking. Third time, I got it all together. I made a new frame, got it running, and all I could smell was pine, like burning. I didn't find any burnt spots, but definitely it was probably gonna, after a couple of minutes, I could already smell it heating up. So this is a solution. If I put it on bare metal, I'm gonna catch the bare metal on fire by heating it up. And this seems to all get hot, so I wanted this all on bare metal. So let's get this cleaned up. Gloves. Hate the smell of diesel. I just took a shower after being in the back country for 3 days, and I'm not gonna get covered in diesel again. Okay, once again, our little rubber grommet set's gonna come into play. Ooh, I might need longer fuel line. Ooh, move something. Of course, nothing's gonna fit. Oh yeah, right there. What size? Looks like 5/16. So we'll drill the hole the size of this, put it around, and then put the fuel line through.
Hi, Mr. Creek.
Yeah, I got free candy. How did you guys have all those people in one truck? Oh, your mother's here.
No. I take 2 cars.
Did you have fun?
Yeah. We went to Portland instead.
Oh, did you?
Cause
Well, that's when you said you're on your way back. I'm like, on your way back for where?
we went to the mall and they did the ropes course at Jordan's.
Yeah.
Because the weather was looking nasty and rainy. And
It was terrible here. Me and Jake were up in Rumford. It was beautiful.
I didn't want to drive all the 3 hours there and then have them be miserable for like 20 minutes. Like, this sucks. Let's go home.
I don't blame you.
So I was like, we'll wait till we get warmer out.
okay. Fingers crossed. Powering up. Looks like fourth time is a charm. Heating up. And there's underneath. Front is the air intake. Fuel line coming down. Exhaust. And I think I'm going to try to get a pipe, bring that back past the bumper. So we interrupt this current programming to supply some additional information that may make your life a lot easier. I came across the turret mount for the Chinese diesel heater. Now this picture is upside down, so you would actually mount, first you'd cut a hole the size of this circle. I don't know what size it is because I don't have it in front of me. And then this is upside down. You turn it over, mount your diesel heater, throwing away the current plate that it comes with it. Mount your diesel heater to this, and then this would set down through the floor. All this nice heavy duty metal will keep all the hotness away from your burnable stuff. And I did do a quick search on eBay because that seems like where everybody's getting it. This ships from Asia, of course. Oh no, excuse me. Item location in the United Kingdom. Ships to America, Europe, Asia, and Australia. It looks like it's free shipping for $44.95. So this is something that may make your life easier. It might have made my life a lot easier because I would have probably put it in the first time. So it's just something to think about and maybe pick it up. So anyways, I return you to your current show. I'm not a very good interrupter here. So anyways, let's go back to the video. I'll tell you, I'm really impressed how quiet this is. All the stories I heard of how loud these are, I don't think that's bad at all. It sounds like I don't know, just a camper furnace running out there. I expected it to sound like a motorbike or something. I am very, very impressed and happy. The heater itself isn't loud at all. Once I have the bed in place, that'll muffle it a little bit too. And the whole idea is this back part doesn't go all the way. Hopefully it'll just, rotate the air around. I have the vent open. It's 56.4 in here. It's getting hot. It is getting warmer. I don't remember what the temperature said, but it's definitely working. So anyways, I hope you guys learned something from this because I watched multiple install videos and I thought it was going to be a walk in the park, and it wasn't. It could have been, but it wasn't. So be safe. Keep the wood away from it. I think it's easier to run the pipes up through the bottom with a big hole like I just did than drilling two holes. Sometimes it seems like same thing when I did the Max Air. Going too tight doesn't seem to work out well. So cut a nice hole so you can feed everything up in. If I had to service this, if I had to change an exhaust pipe, an intake, I could do it underneath the van, even that part of the fuel line, without removing that heater, which I think now that I think about it, I like that idea. So anyways, this is how to install, how not to install, how to reinstall and reinstall and reinstall and reinstall a Chinese diesel heater, because we can't seem to have gasoline heaters here in the United States, or I probably want to run the fuel line right into the fuel tank that's right below me. So I hope this helps out. I'm gonna have more install videos on its way, so hit the bell button or whatever that thing is down there, hit the like button or whatever you want to do down there. Doesn't matter to me, because I'm learning from my own videos here. I rewatch these because this is not going to be my last camper build, so I can rewatch these before I do it again and go, haha, what an idiot, Anthony. So I'll see you guys out there.